Alright guys, we're going to talk about dividing polynomials today, but today all we're going to do is we're going to divide by a monomial. Okay, so I'm going to take a polynomial and I'm going to divide it by a monomial. Again, monomial means one term. Alright, so what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to take your polynomial on the numerator and you're going to separate it out into terms, and you're going to put it, because everything is divided by that monomial on the bottom. So for example number 1, I'm going to take 8x, which is the first term, and I'm going to write it divided by 2. And then I have the plus 4, and I'm also going to write that divided by 2. Now, we know how to divide numbers, right? 8 divided by 2 is 4. So this is 4x plus 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So the answer is 4x plus 2. Same thing with example number 2. Example number 2, I'm going to separate out my terms and write it divided by the monomial, right? So my first is going to be 9m, and that's divided by the monomial 3m. I'm going to take your second term, which is plus 15n, and I'm dividing that by 3m. Now, if you look here, I've got 9 divided by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And we've got m to the first power divided by m to the first power. Now, what you're going to do is, if you have this same variable, all you're going to do is subtract your exponents, right? So this is m to the first, and we're subtracting m to the first. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So those are going to cancel out. Just like if I was to have 3 divided by 3, 3 divided by 3 is 1, because those cancel out. M divided by m is 1, because those cancel out. So all I'm left with is 9 divided by 3, which is 3. Over here, you've got 15 divided by 3. I can divide those numbers, and I get 5 on top. I still have the n, because these are not the same variable, right? So you can't cancel out anything. So on the top, you've got n. On the bottom, you've got m. Where did the 3 go? It divided into the 15. So here's your answer, 3 plus 5n over m. Moving on to example number 3, I'm going to take my terms and separate them out. So 36a to the 5th over a cubed plus 24a squared over a cubed. Now you notice that my number in front are both 1s. So I'm still going to have a 36 here. And now, like I said last example, all I'm doing is subtracting exponents. So on the top, you've still got 36. Now you're going to take a to the 5th and subtract 3. A squared, 5 minus 3 is 2. These went away because we did 5, which is a times a times a times a times a over a cubed, which is a. Cancel, cancel, cancel. We're left with a squared on top. Okay, in the same respect, we've got plus 24, and then now I'm going to cancel out my numbers here, or my a. So I've got a on top. On the bottom, you've got a. So we can cancel, cancel, and now I've got an a left on the bottom. So that's 24 over a. And we'll leave it like that for right now. Example number 4. Again, separate out your terms. So 9x cubed y squared over negative 3x squared y plus 12x squared y over negative 3x squared y plus 18x squared y cubed over negative 3x squared y. So now first step, divide your numbers. So that gives me a negative 3. Now subtract your exponents that are the same variable, right? So x cubed over x squared, I'm left with an x to the first on top. Same thing, y squared, and this is a y to the first. 2 minus 1 is y, and that's on top also. Plus, okay, or it's a negative, because 12 divided by negative 3 is a negative 4. X squared divided by x squared, those are going to cancel out. Y divided by y, those cancel out. So let's just erase this and let's put minus 4. And then now moving on to here, I've got minus, because 18 divided by negative 3 is a negative 6. X squared divided by x squared, those cancel out. Y to the third over y to the first is going to be y squared.